Texas Congressman Louie Gohmert pushing to block Syrian refugee funding. He is with me now. Congressman, thank you so much for the time. What is it? I'm assuming it's security, but I have to ask that you are most worried about.
Well, it's definitely security. That is the #1 issue. And the president says it's a betrayal of our values to say, let's hold on and bringing refugees. I know he says that we're going to totally vet them. This is the same president who said we're going to help the vetted, moderate Syrian rebels right before they kept giving all our equipment to ISIS, right before they made statements, or their leaders did, that they're aligned with al-Qaeda, that they're more aligned with ISIS than with America. I mean, when you have the FBI director, and I have a lot of respect for Director Comey, he's a pretty straight shooter, but he said, you know, with Iraq, we had, I didn't know this, Deirdre, but they had gotten fingerprint data off of IEDs, shell casings, all kinds of stuff, and we were working with the Iraq government. We had all of their database. We've got nothing, basically, is what he was saying, from Syria. So, yes, he said we'll do a thorough vetting, but when we look at their documentation, we have got nothing to tell us whether it's legitimate or not, whether they're a warrior or not. So it's a dangerous thing to proceed as the president wants to do.
Congressman, the White House has said there is too much misinformation out there. The White House wants to lead a so-called counter-misinformation tour. Have you heard from the White House personally?
No, I haven't, and that's interesting coming from this White House, because normally I don't go to these briefings because I find out far more accurate information on the internet and on Fox News, Fox Business. But I'm going to this one because Comey is going to be a large part of the briefing. But let me just say, he can talk what he wants to about misinformation. His own UN that he worships at the altar of has given us the data that says of the 43 million refugees they estimate in the world, about 91% of them are women, about 8 or 9% are men. Of the refugees that are coming from Syria, coming from across the Mediterranean, the UN themselves say that that is only about, well, there's 13 and 15, so 28% are women and children, and the other 72% from January to September, those are men, and most of them fighting age. And I know there are stories out there in the mainstream media where they say, oh, I wanted to come make a better life for my family, and when I've got it all worked out, then I'm going to bring them. They left them to fend for themselves against ISIS, and they go off and have the good life. That is insane. I don't want those people in America if that's the kind of people they are.
Well, it is true that at the very least, if they are accepted, there needs to be some measure of control. But I hear your comments, Congressman. I thank you for your time. So glad to have you with us, Congressman.
Oh, certainly, Deirdre. And we found out today there is no follow-up. Once they're here, nobody follows them. So we got to do better. Thank you.
That is a great point. That is a great point.